A greatness in thy daughter's soul resides that can transform herself and all around. This is the assurance Narad is giving to Ashwapati, the yogi, who already knows it. Greatness in thy daughter's soul resides. Now, there is something very important that can transform herself. He doesn't say it will transform. He doesn't know that. Not only he doesn't know that, maybe he knows also, but he is not going to say it will.
No, because there is a condition after.
Pardon me?
Because there is a condition. That means she can, but she
Transform
must
herself.
cross on stone of suffering. That's why.
No, that she is going to, that is inevitable. That would grant it. Let her suffer, doesn't matter. But will she transform after suffering?
Maybe if
So
she
that's why
do
she can.
If she do this, she can transform.
That is why. That is why I can. Yeah. That is why I can. Basically, Narad is perfectly justified in saying can. Not that he does not know. Perhaps he knows it also. He is perfectly justified in saying can transform. Because it will depend how successfully Savitri is going to do her yoga. Savitri has yet to do yoga. She has not started her yoga yet. How can he say yes, she will? Before doing the yoga, how can Narad say she will? No, no. No. She has to do some yoga. She has to put in her work, you see. Then it can happen. If she does her yoga, if she does not succumb, she does not get astray in the yoga and all that kind of a thing, which are all possibilities. You see. All those things are present there. If that does not happen, yes, she will transform. But you cannot rule out in the cosmic working all those possibilities. So he is very cautious. See, the language is extremely precise. It is more mathematical. It is more French than French can be. You see? Yeah. Yeah. But must cross on the stone, it's all right, that I accept. You see, it's okay. Although designed like a nectar cup of heaven, of heavenly ether, made she sought this air. She too must share the human need of grief, and all her cause of joy transmute to pain. She must accept the pain of this world. She has to bear the suffering of this world. She has taken the mortal birth, she must go through the entire ordeal of the mortal birth, of the human birth. Without experiencing that thing, how she can change things here? She must suffer for that. She too must share the human need of grief. Now, again, he says human need of grief. See, you cannot make progress without grief. It is necessary to have grief. Need of grief. Savitri herself in a divine self, there is no grief at all. And unless she experiences that grief, unless she needs that grief some way, how can she meet it? She too must share the human need. Human need is very crucial. Psychologically, it is fact. In fact, we do not progress without that grief. Without death, we do not live life. And then the mind of mortal man is led by words. His sight retires behind the walls of thought and looks out only through half-opened doors. Well, that is what we are. But that also happens very rarely. Not that for every mortal it happens. But those who are ready, who have made progress, for them, the mind of mortal man is led by words. His sight retires behind the walls of thought. It cannot penetrate the screen which our mind puts to our sight. That drishti, that vision, is not there which can go beyond the veil of thought in our case, and looks out only through half-opened doors. Half-opened, obviously, ours is a consciousness which is half ignorance of knowledge, and therefore it is like that. He cuts the boundless truth into sky strips. Now, this is the character of mind. This is the character of mind. The whole approach of mind, of the mental being, is to understand truth by taking the bits of truth, small truth. Means ours is an analytical approach. Cut, and try to understand it. Not synthetic, not holistic at all, you see. So the whole sky is there, we can't see the whole sky at once. So you see north, you see this part, you see this part, you see this part, and then try to join and try to understand, you see. He cuts the boundless truth into sky strips. Truth of communalism, truth of capitalism, truth of education, truth of mankind, whatever. You see, this is what we see. Everything is a truth. These are the sky strips, you see. And every strip it takes for all the heavens. That is our limitation. We get stuck with one particular idea truth. We don't have the vision of the totality. And then he stares at infinite possibility. Now here, it is not possibilities, it is possibility with T capital. In other words, in this creation, there is the possibility of expression of the spirit in every respect. Every aspect of the spirit can express itself in this creation. That possibility is there present. But man's mind, man's vision cannot look into it at all. It's so blinding, so dazzling, that possibility. So he simply looks at it, stares at it, and give the plastic vase the name of chance. So that is what we then see. He sees the long results of an all-wise force, planning a sequence of steps in endless time, but in its links imagines a senseless chain or the dead hand of cold necessity. He answers not to the mystic mother's heart, misses the ardent heavings of her breast, and feels cold, rigid limbs of lifeless love. Now, this is a heavy metaphysical sentence. All connotations are there. Endless time, obviously, the time is unbroken, but we cut into parts. Past, present, future, we look into that kind of a thing, you see. Imagine a senseless chain, we cannot link up the sequences, the operations here. Hand of cold necessity. He answers not to the mystic mother's heart. Now, necessity, well, basically, here you have essentially the heaviness of Greek philosophy in this particular passage, Greek philosophy. Necessity, law, chance, he has already talked of chance, you see. See, all these are connected. Possibility, then chance, then chain, cause and effect, causality, necessity, law, they are all interrelated words. They are all interrelated words. Necessity, I have told you many times, the name for necessity, the Greek goddess is Ananke. And even the gods are ruled by the law of Ananke, by the will of Ananke. Even the gods are ruled, they cannot refuse. And therefore what she says is quote, must happen. Satyavan must die. It is a necessity. Satyavan must die is a necessity. That is what it means basically. Now, necessity should also go along with sufficiency. Something may be necessary, but is that sufficient? Something must be, food is necessary for life. But is food sufficient for life? It is not. There are many other demands in life apart from food. And we ask them, we wait for them, we work for them. So necessity and sufficiency have to be also linked up, you see. And it is there, in fact, that is a good example. Food is necessary for life, but not sufficient. In the lower creation of animals, it is necessary and it lives. They don't bother about sufficiency. They don't have any other aspects at all in their dealings with life here. Live, eat, die, it's all right, process goes on like that. But in this link, imagine it's a senseless chain. Now, senseless chain, this is the cause and effect philosophy. Something cannot happen unless there was a cause behind it. And that, what has happened, itself becomes a cause for the next sequence of events. That chain goes on, you see. And feel the cold, rigid limbs of lifeless law. Now, as I said just now, the death of Satyavan is a necessity. But that is not sufficient. It's not sufficient, you see. He must die, it's a necessity. Then things will happen. But things will happen when? The sufficiency will come when Savitri takes this as an occasion to take things forward. It is that fulfillment which will come, what we have in the 11th book of Savitri. She goes to the divine supreme himself and then gets boons from him. That is the sufficiency. In the beginning, prior to that, is a necessity. The will of the timeless working out in time. Yes, that is the whole cosmic process. Who is about time, he is working through time. Kala. In the free absolute steps of cosmic truth appears a hard machine or meaningless fate. So, here again is the operative definition of fate. What is fate here? In the free absolute steps of cosmic truth, a hard working is fate. In the cosmic working, you see. A magician's formulas have made matter's laws. Again he is saying that there is a scheme behind all these things, matter's law. And while they last, they means the laws. While they last, all things by them are bound. Yes, we are bound by law. We are bound by ignorance, we are bound by sorrow, we are bound by suffering. They are the laws. cosmic laws, matter's laws. Now, of course, to die is our habit. We die out of habit. Is it not so? Yes, we really die out of habit. But Sri Aurobindo asserts that habits can be changed. Habits can be changed. To die is a habit, but habit can be changed. You need not be subject always to that habit. Yeah. Yeah. And freedom walks in the same pace with law. All here can change if the magician choose. So that is the epigrammatic statement now. The magician, the supreme, if he desires to change, he will change. And then he says, if how? He elaborates that thing. If human will could be made one with God's will, that is the first condition. Human will has to be one with the will of God. If human thought could echo the thoughts of God, man might be all-knowing and even omnipotent. What a great compliment he is giving, you see. But now he walks in nature's doubtful way. He is subject to nature at the moment. He is helpless. He has to get out of this law of nature first. If human will could be made one with God's, this is the most operative statement. When does your free will really come into play? When do I have real free will? In fact, right now I don't have a free will at all. I like this sweet, I like that mango, I like that fruit, this is not really my free will, it's not my choice. My nature compels me to like it. My body is built up in such a way that I must eat that and nothing else. I must reject. So I am compelled to choose this fruit or that fruit. Until then I have no choice at all. There is no free will at all. The free will comes when you are above nature, when you really live in your soul. Then the free will comes, not until then. So, if human will could be made one with God's, does it mean that the human will not be any different than God's will? Then where are you? What have you gained? Then what have you gained? You see. Then let God Himself do. How does it matter then for me? It does not mean that. It means when you are in the truth consciousness, when you are in that state constantly, when you are that, then you can exercise your own true will. And we had two beautiful examples of how each one can have his own free will in Savitri. The first example is, of course, Ashwapati himself. Ashwapati approaches the Divine Mother with the plea that things in this world should change. This mortal law should go away. That is his desire. And the Divine Mother tells him, look, Ashwapati, you are in a great hurry. Don't be in a hurry. It may prove disastrous. If I come too soon, things may collapse. Don't be in a hurry. Now, this man, this yogi or whatever to call him, has the courage to say, I am sorry, I am not going to accept your advice. This will not do for me. I want this must happen. You must come down here and take mortal birth. Send a power of yours here on earth. He is exercising his free will there. She is advising something, the divine, he has the courage to oppose her and say, sorry, this will not do for me. And say that, yes, you must take the mortal birth and change things here. You must come here as Savitri and do the work here in the mortal creation. So his will, human will, is no more human will now. He has identified himself so much with the divine truth that he can exercise his true free will and demand what he wants. Demand what he wants, you see. That is the real free will, you see. That happens only in exceptional cases like that. Same thing happened in the case of Savitri also. Savitri has conquered death, vanquished death, is no more there, and she is the transcendent, and she is face to face with the Supreme, and Savitri is well received there. Ah, Savitri, you have done a wonderful thing, great conquest. Come here and stay in this heaven. You stay here with your husband, be happy. Everything is here, whatever you want here. Everything is here. She was told to do that. Savitri says, I am sorry, I am not going to accept that. I don't need heaven. Keep the heavens for yourself. I don't need heaven. Whatever I want for the sake of the earth. Not heaven, I want for the soul of the earth. So please give me what I want. Don't advise me to go and stay in heaven. She is exercising again there her free will. That is the truth will. Human will could be made one with God's. That is what it means.
Frankly, how in this condition you can call it free?
Yeah.
He can be fulfilled only if he is equal with the will of God. So it's not really free.
Yeah. So unless you are really identified with yourself fully,
So it's not
you are in
free.
a truth consciousness all the while.
He can be omnipotent only if he is
All-knowing and
equal
omnipotent.
to the God
Yeah,
will.
that's
So
right.
it's not really, we are not really free. Huh?
No, but that omnipotence, he might be all-knowing and
You
omnipotent.
are not omnipotent and you are not, if you don't have the same will that God, you cannot do anything. The condition is not fulfilled.
Yeah. But at the moment he says no, but now he walks in nature's doubtful ray. That is what we are at the moment. So